he's definitely no Buffett, that's for sure. Like Buffett's such a long-term type of guy, buy and hold type of dude. And Cohen, it seems like he's more like in and out of shit, constantly moving, constantly on the board of new companies, pushing for new innovations, new initiatives, and he's definitely been like bumbling around more. But Buffett's so different, dude. Like Buffett actually kind of surprises me now because it seems like he's playing more of that like arb role, like arbitrage, where he owns a position in Activision Blizzard, which is the company that makes, Activision makes Call of Duty and Blizzard makes World of Warcraft. But it's funny because he's playing that like merger arbitrage where, there's like 20% upside if that deal with Microsoft goes through. So the Microsoft deal is at 95 a share. And right now, I think Activision Blizzard trades in like the 80s. So there's about 20% upside there. But I'm surprised that Buffett's even playing that merger game, because if he's doing that and the market's not adjusting, that means that something. I mean, that just shows how crazy the markets are. Like for that stock to be down, for there to be a discrepancy of 20% between the buyout offer and current market value, I mean, that's kind of crazy because it's really just like a risk-free bet. Like if Buffett's making that bet, that's got to tell you something's going on. And clearly he has a lot of confidence in that deal closing. So it'll be interesting to follow that and see what happens in the next couple of months.
Well, I mean, the deal could close, but the deal is probably valued in shares of Microsoft. So if you think the overall market,
no, it was a cash offer, 95 a share, cash offer, and it's trading at right now. And Buffett's playing the merger arb. Hang on,
I could see it being 80 if it was valued in shares of Microsoft, and you predicted that the market was going to drop, and then you value in discount that it doesn't actually go through and such. But
year to date, the stock's up 19%, and on the 1 year chart, it's only down 2. So it's been trading pretty flat. It's trading at 80. It closed today at 80.27. And let me just double check that Microsoft deal. It is a $69 billion all cash deal. Yeah, this is it. Microsoft announced a $69 billion all cash deal for Activision Blizzard in January, and that's $95 a share. So that's pretty good. And when is this expected to like close? I mean, I know it's going to take a little while, right? But they announced this back in April. I mean, it's already September here. So what are these fucking clowns doing?
Yeah, but you could get a 15% return, and it's pretty much in this market when everything's going down. You get a 15% arbitrage return. That's good.
I think should I buy this? I'm thinking about this. This is a pretty good.
And I think this deal is pretty much guaranteed to close. There's not that much antitrust concern with this deal. It's a gaming.
Yeah, no, it's a video game. Yeah, it's not, you have
Sony and everything like that. Samsung, they were all, it's not an antitrust concern.
The breakup fee is $3 billion for this deal, so I don't think they're gonna break it up. You could argue like anything from like DOJ or like SEC or whatever, but it's not like Microsoft's going to break it up. They have to spend $3 billion. Then I don't think they're going to do that. You know what I mean? It says the deal is expected to close before July of 2023. All right, so it's about a year out or whatever, but it's like a 20% return. Like that's pretty good. I might have to buy this. We'll have to see what happens. Either that or I'll just buy like. I got fucked with Tesla too, by the way. I went to buy more Tesla, and these fuckers, let me just say this very quickly, these fucking dickheads at the brokerage, when I sold out of one thing, it's T+2. So I got fucked. I literally missed the date, but the date before the split by like a day. So I ended up, obviously I didn't buy fucking Tesla, but I might wait until after the split. But it's going to rock up a little because of the fucking split. Because these retards are going to be like, Tesla's only $200, and they're going to fucking buy it. So I'm a little pissed about that. I missed it by a day. The cutoff was August 17th or something like that. And,
don't worry about that. Tesla will go down.
Posted on the 18th. So
it will go down up below 800 again, with the overall market going down. You're going to get Tesla.
I'm going to get a good deal. I know. But it's just, I wanted to add to that position. I'm a little fucking pissed because that's like the fifth largest position in my portfolio, and I think it really should be, a little bit further up there. So it's just a fucking
But
pain in the ass.
Activision, right? There's also concerns. I don't know if you heard about this, about them interfering with labor unions and such. And there's a chance that they might
Yeah,
get
people
fined.
were trying to unionize, right?
Yeah, and they were like illegally spying on them. So like this discount might be because they might get fined a couple $1 billion, and they might have to discount Activision because they're going to lose that cash. I don't know how much they could get fined from this. The UWA, I don't know how much they would fine these practices.
Yeah, they're trying to stop people from unionizing, and one of the big push. So first of all, Blizzard is like they made World of Warcraft. They're like pretty well known and like well respected as a company in like the gaming community and the PC community. But the thing is that they actually are like notorious for having like pretty bad culture. They were sued by a bunch of I believe it was like a few dozen former women employees who said that they faced like discrimination because they said the culture is more of like a bro type of culture or whatever. And yeah, apparently they got some payout or whatever because Activision Blizzard was like, okay, and then they just settled. So there are like major concerns with the company's culture and like kind of what goes on there. And now they've kind of become very like greedy and like they're big on like microtransactions and shit like that now, which is kind of lame because that kind of like killed a lot of the gaming industry for people. And I know for me, like as someone that used to play games a lot, I don't play anymore really, but as someone that used to play, like microtransactions just killed everything because it's literally just pay to win for like any online game. Like other than like some games, like certain games, like where I don't mind microtransactions if it's for like cosmetic items in the game, but then once you get into microtransactions where it's like you pay and then you get like the best gun in the game and it's like pay $30 and then you just fast track your way to getting it, it's like that's fucking lame. Or like you get like new equipment or tools and it's just like to win. I always thought that was like really fucking lame because then there's like no grinding aspect of the game. There's no like actual challenge to the game. It's like you just pay the $30, whatever, get the best gun, get the best shit, and then you're like, well, what do I do now? And it's just boring. But no. What else was going on with Buffett? Because I know that you mentioned that you want to talk about him, and I felt like, hey, let me just bring him up.
Yeah, so like one of his biggest positions, I think it might be his second or third biggest position after Apple and something else, Occidental Petroleum. So he just did a filing, and he's been approved to buy up to 50% of Occidental Petroleum because you have to do certain regulatory filings if you want to buy half of a company without submitting a formal tender offer. So he basically just submitted his filing, and he's allowed to buy up to 50% of Occidental Petroleum. And this says a lot about his thoughts on the current market because oil is often seen as a hedge in a recessionary environment, and he's been going very, very heavy on oil and energy lately to basically hedge out his large Apple position. So this is going to be interesting to see if he submits a buyout offer for Occidental Petroleum. I know in the past I think he's bought Chesapeake in the past. And a couple of other energy companies.
That's true. He's got Chevron too. I'm looking at his portfolio right now. He's got Suncor Energy, Chevron. Chevron was a fucking big one. I love Chevron. Here's a little fucking fun story for everyone. During the pandemic, we actually saw a week, if you remember this. This was back in April 2020, where oil went negative. And we all talk and we have our own little group chat. And God, you were in there. And I remember I was like, bro, oil went fucking negative. Like we got to figure out some shit. And we were trying to figure out how to get physical barrels because they were paying you like $20 or $30 to like take these barrels in. And we're like, bro, oil's gonna pop off. I know it's gonna pop off, right? And we were like, fuck, like what could we do? And like the regulation to get like the physical barrels is so crazy. Like you have to jump through like 5 or 6 different fucking hoops to be able to do it. You got to have like connections to people. It's this whole big fucking mess. But basically, it's like tightly regulated by the EPA. So it's not like you can just like order a barrel like you order whatever fucking thing off of eBay or Amazon, right? So then we were like, okay, well that's insane. Like we looked into like you know, we were like, well, I guess we could do like warehousing or something. It was like a nightmare, but the cost was just so immense. So we were like, fuck this. So I was just like, bro, let's just play like let's play the strongest balance sheet in the sector of like in that like oil sector. That's like an American traded company, American traded like public company. So I decided on Chevron, and I know that some other people bought Exxon and a couple others, and ConocoPhillips, but Chevron fucking went nuts. I bought Chevron at like 50 something a share, and I ended up dumping it somewhere in that like 90 range, which was nuts because I basically almost doubled my money in like a month or two, or like 3 months. And I know that you did pretty good with Exxon too, right? Like you did pretty well with that.
Oh yeah, I did great on Exxon. Pretty much, Exxon it didn't do as good as Chevron, I don't think, but it did. I think it returned like
I
85,
I
90.
just played I just played like how I look at shit like that is that's kind of like Black Swan, right? Like that's that guy Nicholas Taleb. He talks about that in his book where like you see certain like inefficiencies in the market in the short term and you're able to take advantage of them because you have some cash on the sidelines or like a little bit of cash or you have some money and other things that you could kind of sell off and move into that. And no, it's just interesting because you definitely there are like market inefficiencies that we see on like a somewhat regular basis that you could definitely take advantage of.